Alright guys, this is going to be part 4 of the Grimestreet series. Um, so I took a little breather, I think, in part 3 to play a little bit less aggressive version. I tried it without the Dreambound Raptors and tried to go a little bit more kind of mid-rangey toolbox, but that didn't turn out too well in that video. I'm definitely getting more and more information as I play and having a blast doing it. Again, that's one of the big purposes of this. And I won't hit the explanation too much, so if you want to get straight to the games and just fast forward like a minute. But essentially, Nostalgic Gnome did a lot of work last video, so I upped it to 2. I was drawing 1 and getting a lot of value off of it and just wanted more last time I was playing it, so I upped that to 2 to see how it's going. Painter's Virtue, I love this card, but I'm going down to 1. It seems, I mean, pumping things in your hand is essentially the point of the deck, which is kind of in that, casual, kind of silly realm of stuff. And so I cut to 1 because it feels sometimes like it's just not doing enough. I do like that it has 3 uses, but I'm liking Volleyball a lot. That's another card. Volleyball and Nostalgic Gnome seem to do really well last round of games. So yeah, I mean, just trying to go a little bit more aggressive. I went with 1 equality instead of 2, just because I think I can. If I'm more aggressive, it's not going to matter as much what they put in the way. And the other thing I'm trying out is Eridar Brute. I don't know if this is very good, but I want to test it so badly, and I've been eyeballing it for like so many different deck building brewing sessions here. So I'm gonna see how it does in this. Hopefully it's amazing. But yeah, that's essentially it. So let's get into some games. I usually play about 5 or 6 games at least before I change up the deck list at all, because I don't want to. That's. I forgive me if you've heard me say this a million times before, but I think it's one of the big pitfalls of deck building is people will put something together, play a game or two, and be like, oh no, I should change this, and then play a game and oh no, should I change this, and then you play another 2 games and you're like, no, I changed back to this, and so you don't really get the full spectrum of what the deck is doing without a decent amount of games in. So let's see how this goes. Interesting. So playing against Warrior, so I likely need a pretty aggressive start to do to have a good shot here, because Warrior got a little bit nerfed with some of the card changes, but they are still a very powerful control deck. I think. So the other thing about this version is I'm not playing any Plucky Paint Fin. So that means that Tigress Plushie and some of that stuff won't get drawn as often. But I think there's enough. Yeah, I'm going to give this a try. All right, we're going to find out exactly how good the Brute is right now. I mean, on paper, it seems great, especially like, Murlocs, or there's a couple aggressive Paladin decks. Turn 1 Grimestreet off a coin is normally what I would do here. I don't want to be too aggressive. Yeah, let's run it. Yeah, sometimes I fear that I will run out of resources quicker if I coin out something on turn 1 like Grimestreet. There have been games that have kind of shown that to be true sometimes, but that's not always the case. And it eats removal right away. I'm pretty sure this is Dragon Warrior, based off of that play. Oh no, they did the quest. So it's quest. Alright, let's see if I can kill him in 10 turns. So this guy's going to be no good against Warrior, because they normally don't spam the board with anything, so let's see how this goes. Ooh, Creature of Madness is very good. I think that's probably better than Volleyball. I don't have any game volume. What's going on here? There we go. Ooh, Divine Shield Wind Fury on a 4/2 is pretty good. Plus it discovers a guy. I'm definitely doing that. So going into their turn 4, I have to be conscious of Brawl on turn 5 or later. I had the coin, so they can't coin Brawl. That also seems bad if I have 3 minions. Let's see. That's annoying. Okay. Good draw, good draw. So I could Volley Maul and then smack the blob. Raptor's still very good. I'm surprised to see Blob of Tar.
For justice.
Ancient of Yore is expected, okay. I think I'm going to do this first, and if I don't get something I want to play this turn, I'll play the Raptor Herald and get something else. This could be okay. I could play that and rock. Probably next turn, but I mean, that's only, you know, a 1-cost guy, but I'm getting 2 of them is the thing. So it is some value. This probably seems better. 3 mana, 3/6 with lifesteal is good too. No pirates in the deck, but I think that's okay. Yeah, let's run that. It is aggressive.
For justice.
So if they play a guy, I'm definitely going to Overlord. But I do have to, again, be conscious of Brawl and things like that. I don't want to run into board wipes and while I'm overextended. There he is. You got a spell also? Okay. So they're still going to take 8. I can Overlord and rock that guy. Yeah, I kind of like Overlord here. Because, yeah, there's enough minions in my hand that it's probably worth it. Okay, so this is probably going to go to a 1-of. I mean, I think there's other matchups that this would be phenomenal in, but the presence of Warrior is obviously not great. So before I do that, I got to attack with this guy, because he will die. I could sunscreen him, but that feels kind of like a waste. I can't sunscreen and rock also. So let's do that. This is going to deal tool damage. So now my hand's a little bit bigger. Yeah, 5/3 Divine Shield Wind Fury is pretty solid. And worst case, this guy just becomes like a 7-drop that's like, hopefully, you know, 9 or 10 attack, something like that. Which doesn't seem too bad, but for a 7-drop, that just doesn't quite do enough in this format. Interesting. So I have to deal 2 individual damage to him before he actually takes damage. This can trade with Ancient of Yore. I'm tempted to go Dreambound Raptor into this guy. I like Hourglass also, though. Yeah, let's give it a try. What does he get? Wind Fury, let's go. Alright. So that's kind of a need to answer threat. What do you got for me, Mr. Warrior? So that's going to summon a Blood Fighter from your hand. So assuming they have one in their hand. I'm sorry, they really did that. Okay. Interesting. So 5, 6, 7 kills that guy and possibly puts something out there. Them attacking this guy with their weapon is a little concerning, but
Let me think.
let's see if they have it. Just no taunt. Ah, that's annoying. So 7/7 taunt elusive. It's annoying, but still manageable. This guy could be okay. I think I just Hourglass here. Because I'll still have Kindred for next turn with that because of the Tigress plushie. Yeah, I think I'm chilling here. And Taunt is not ideal for that guy. Now he can die. I was hoping he would be protected by this, but I guess there are some downsides to Dreambound Raptor. Oi, oi, oi. Sure. Wow, that's very good. Huh.
My hand is full.
Nice. So they're down to 8 cards in their deck already. I've got 18. That's pretty helpful, but they do have this guy coming soon, which will fill their deck back up with some good stuff. Ooh, look at that! I like that guy. Now that's going to summon a Blood Fighter from their hand. So at this point, do I think they have Blood Fighters in their hand? I'm trying to figure out what the fire in their hand is. I'm tempted to think that it's possibly Blood Fighters, but I don't know for sure. I don't have much experience playing against that. I think I've only played against the Blood Fighters one time before, so I'm going to take the chance, I think, and do this. And then, worst case, it just draws me a card, but if they get... Yep, they got it. Okay, so these are Blood Fighters. I now know for sure. But I can hit them. That's good. So let's do this. And I think I just throw this guy out there and we're going to pray. Ah, that guy is so good. I am very surprised they didn't nerf this guy. Like, this made sense to go from 20 mana to 15 mana, but this guy's just insane. So this is where not having an Acronos can be a problem, as well as a quality consecration, but that will summon another guy. He's only got one more of those in his hand. What to do, what to do. So I've got multiple rush minions. I've got 3, 5, 9 power there. how do I play this? 2 there. So I could swing this at this guy. That's going to kill that. 4 to that, and then 2 more. So that'll have 1 health, and that'll have 10 health. But I'm at 11, so I got to get rid of this guy, but there's going to be another blood fighter coming off of it. I don't know that there's a way to survive this, but I think my best shot might just... this, gain a little bit of life. And then at the very least I can gain some life here, so I'm not completely dead to an attack back. They do get their journey quest, or their rewards from, what is it, Journey to Ungoro. Honestly, this deck is performing a lot better than I thought it would against multiple recurring blood fighters. Alright, if they just freeze my guys, I'm probably dead. Yeah. Okay. So very likely this is it, but let's find out. Possibly should have played this guy earlier, but I don't think it would have made too much difference. The blood fighters have made this extremely difficult to counteract. Of course. So let's see what I get off of this then. Hopefully something helpful. Wow. Okay, so it's going to cost 1 less or 2 less? Just 1 less. So Ursol is playable, but I don't have anything to play it with. It's just going to be a 9/11 taunt, which could help me stay alive. I think I still die after that. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I'm still dead off of that, so let's see if I can get something better. Very unlikely, but let's see. Gotta play to your outs. If you don't at least try, then you'll never know. There are quite a few games where people have scooped... Sorry, Magic terms. Where people have conceded, and... I mean, I guess that's something. Then I can do... I mean, if the problem is if I kill this, then they're just gonna... They got... Oh, no. They don't have any more. Oh, yeah! We're alive! We're alive! We're alive! Okay. So no more blood fighters, thank God. So there is a hope, but those... The rewards off of this are so good. They're extremely powerful. So let's see... Wow, I've never seen someone actually hardcast this. They always cheated into play with that spell. Dang. Can I kill them? I think I can... No, wait. What do I got? Yeah! I think I got him. This is amazing. Did I seriously just pull this one out of my ass? Because then we go like this. Boom. Oh my goodness. And then kabonk. Kabonk. And that is why you try. Let's go. Alright. I have been redeemed. That was amazing. Okay. I like that. So survived, what was that, 4 blood fighters in a row? That's crazy. I wonder how much of that was user error on their part, because it did seem like a pretty unwinnable situation for me once we got past like turn 6 or 7. But I have so much utility in this deck with the toolbox of minions that maybe, I don't know, hard to say. Another warrior, damn it. I'm getting a little tired of these warriors. I I probably throw back Nightmare Lord. It's a very good card. But again, I think against a warrior, I need an aggressive start. They could be playing dragons, control, blood fighters. There's a big range of stuff. Yeah, way better hand here. Whoo, look at that. I'm tempted to go coin creature. But I think, yeah, Righteous Protector is correct. I will not be greedy. Half the time I feel like Bart Simpson on the chalkboard, just like, I will not be greedy. I will not be greedy. Okay. Well then. So it could be either or, either dragons or control of some kind. Dreambound into Creature of Madness seems okay. I kind of like that. Gives us the aggressive start that I was hoping for. Does it tell me what it got? It doesn't tell me till I do this, darn. After you cast a spell, gain attack equal to its cost. If I had more spells, this would be great. That seems okay. Lifeling or Lifesteal is cool. All right. It is dragons. So I think this will deal 4 damage to that guy, and I'll discover a demon. I could also do this. That doesn't seem bad. Let's do this.
For justice.
So got a decent start, just need to keep that momentum forward. Usually this is where the Dragon Warrior tends to do some pretty aggressive things around turn 4, 5, and 6. If they play something, I've got this guy for removal. I've got this guy as well if for whatever reason. Oh, wow, okay, sure.
Proportions look good.
That's not very good here. That's interesting. I guess they feel the need to just play minions for the sake of playing minions. So let's do this guy, I think. What do we got? That could be okay. Actually, I like having a little bit more top end against dragons right now. And Reborn, cool. And then we're going to kill that. And then, do I sunscreen here? If I sunscreen, that means this guy won't die off of just an attack from that. They have to do something else. So I don't hate that. Alright. This game is working out pretty well. Yeah, when I took the Dreambound Raptor out in the previous iteration of this deck, I definitely missed it almost immediately. Like, just very powerful card. And I like that it doesn't have, you don't have to be playing an aggressive deck per se. You can still be a little bit mid-rangey and play this, because the benefits sometimes will just help steal the game or sway the momentum in your favor, stuff like that. Alright, Nightmare Lord is very good. Very helpful for them, I'm sure. Because their dragons are already pretty powerful once they get into this stage of the game. So if they're giving them dark gifts also, I'm a little nervous. Pretty sure you want to hit this guy, don't you? Alright, fine. I want to Overlord, but I think Tiger's Plushie is correct. What does it get? Alright, Taunt is okay. Let's do that and this, and then Bash for 7. So I'm very happy with this draw. They're at 11 on turn 5, which is one of the quicker starts that I've had with this deck. Out of most of the iterations of it, so There we go. Is that the dark gift? It is. So that's annoying, but it's fair. These things will happen. Elusive is a little annoying. Makes it a little harder to deal with. Kind of want to Dreambound Raptor into stuff. Because that gives this guy more chances to get something like Venomous or whatever, but it still will die, which isn't ideal. But if it clears the way and then I can bash for 11, I put him at 2. So I do like the odds of that. And I don't think their deck plays Brawl or any, sweeping removal like that, so... Taunt is not the thing I want on that. Taunt and Lifesteal, not my favorite. Let's do this since it's got Reborn, and then I'll pump the guys in my hand, and then bash for 7. Alright, and if you are a hip-hop fan, I highly recommend this playlist. I've been curating it for about a decade now. I like to do streams on Twitch now and then where I turn off my mic, I just play the playlist and play the game and kind of jam out. Okay, Grimestreet's not great now. So they're at 11, I have 7 on board. I have Rock Skipper Consecration. Alright, that's it. Yeah, every time I think about cutting Rock Skipper, I am reminded by an interaction like that sometimes it just gives you that little extra bit of reach that you needed. So starting this 2-0 is way better than I expected. I think the last 2 videos I went like 1 and 4. So this is fantastic. So against Death Knight, this guy's a little better against Death Knight because they tend to spam the board with stuff, but usually the stuff they spam it with is leeches and things of that variety. So I don't think I'm going to keep it, even though I do want to try, but I don't think it's worth it. Consecration I keep against Death Knight because those leeches are pretty pesky. But I think, yeah, this is a good hand to start with. All right. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this card. I cannot get enough Tigress plushie. Card is just phenomenal. Hello again. Sir, I threw you away. I did not want to see you again for a while. Yeah, let's just pass. Interesting. Another copy of this is nuts. This is pretty good. I was tempted to take that because of discovering another minion. Keeping the flow of minions is important. But multiple Whelp of the Infinite, hello. And normally I would save this for a time when I wanted to have the ability to tack back into like potential taunt minions or something like that, but I think I was gonna play it here, but Volleyball might be better. I could coin Tigress plushie. Yeah, if they play another leech, then the 2/2 of this dies. It'll reborn again, but is that worth it? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. Overlord is nice. I actually like that a lot here. Yeah, hard to argue with that. So now whatever they play can potentially die. And I've got plenty of aggression in my hand, so let's see where this goes. I think I played this guy in one or two versions ago of this deck. And he was fine, but it doesn't completely synergize with the rest of the deck. Interesting, alright. Totally fine with that. I think continuing the aggression with Volley Maul and Rock Skipper might be the play. I almost want to throw the sunscreen on this so that they can't just play a leech and then kill it. But I think continuing the aggression with the Rock Skipper is going to be helpful. Yeah, I don't want to be holding on to this card, so that's probably going to come down next turn. Usually this card's just so good you have to play it almost immediately, but I felt that Overlord was going to help the power of my hand enough so that it was worth it. Because that's, what was that, plus? I think I had 4 or 5 minions in hand. And I think 4. So that's +4/+4. As opposed to the Dark Gifts normally will be like +2/+2 or something. So it seemed like the better option there. Totally fine. They are grasping at straws. Excellent. And then I think I gotta do this. Divine Shield, Wind Fury on the Ziliax is pretty awesome. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I was debating between the two whelps to attack. That would bring this one to 1 health, which leaves it much more susceptible to leeches and things like that, which would be unfortunate. Okay, I've got to kill him pretty quickly now. Ziliax, Sunscreen, Toy Captain. What to do here? Ziliax and Tigress Plushie, I think, are pretty solid at this point. Yeah, sunscreening before it doubles its attack is ideal, but I can do this next turn and it'll be what, 4, 5, 6 attacks, so I can hit him for 12 with that. And that way they also don't know about it, so it could come out of nowhere. They could think they're safe. I am really liking the draws with this version of the deck. This is probably the thing that is least impactful so far. I'm not sure how my aggro matchups are. So, like, there's that hyper aggro Paladin deck that plays like Flash Sale and Busybot, stuff like that. So it'd be great against them. Murlocs as well, because the early game, all the Murlocs are very small until you get into, multiple quest activations. Double Wild Pyromancer? Yeah, okay. I was like, you gotta have spells. Ah, there it is. That's pretty good. Let's do this.
The toy store belongs to the Titan.
Oh, that guy's only a 1/1. I thought he was bigger. Never mind. Shoot. Well, I should have done that first, but that's fine. Six, 8 power on board. I think it's a waste to throw that out just yet. I'm only at 8 cards. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, check out the Twitch, and if you're watching on Twitch, check out the YouTube. Same handle on both. Marshall Man HS, Marshall 2 L's, Man 2 N's, HS like Hearthstone. Gotta like and follow and subscribe. It helps the channel. It does. I hate with a passion asking for likes and follows, but it makes a big difference to the channel. So if you're already following, big thank you, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. Yeah, let's just bash, and I think... That guy seems pretty good here. I don't think sunscreen is necessary yet. I'd like for it to have a little bit more impact on the game. Yeah, I think the Volley Maul is significantly better than the Painter's Virtue. I think the one of Painter's Virtue is fine. I haven't drawn it yet, so... yeah, the main core of the deck that I've been utilizing with other toolbox-type elements was the Grimestreet, the Hourglass Attendant, Overlord, and the Painter's Virtue. So cutting one Painter's Virtue does kind of take this deck a little bit away from that direction of hand pump, just in the slightest. Obviously not anything crazy, but that seems good. And it gave it Rush. Wow. Yeah, chilling. This seems like it is the best version of the deck so far. This guy's probably going to come out. Unless I play against an aggro matchup and it has significant impact. Okay, then. Unless it's got significant impact against an aggro matchup, it's probably going to get cut. At least cut down to a 1-of, but it's probably just better as, like, Anachronos and Tyrion or, you know, something like that that's just better top end. Well, looky. Can use that to draw a card. Then I still got to deal with the other one. I guess I have both of these guys. Yeah, I think drawing a card off of that is fine. Well, look at that. I think Bob drawing a minion and making 2 copies is probably great. I haven't seen anything from them like... What's the guy? Bwasamdi or whatever his name is? I haven't seen any of that type of stuff, or really anything that would make me scared at this point in the game, so I'm a little surprised. They also have only 16 cards total left? This is surprising. So I think I do this. And yeah, let's do Bob and get a minion and make copies. Ooh, what a minion to draw. Hello. That hero power is pretty good. I mean, that's the only thing that I would fear is when they get the head off of this, then that's going to get a lot more difficult to deal with. That's fair. So I think Consecration works here. This is also decent here. What to do? What to do?
I wonder.
Yeah, let's see what I get off of this first. Let's do one more, I think.
You are a worthy foe, as far as they go.
That could be good, actually. So I could go Consecration into that. No, I think I'm going to do this.
Eyes on the horizon!
Pretty good.
Wretched rights.
Okay, so it's a 5-mana 9/9 now, which is not the worst. Let's do this, and this, and then Consecration again.
It is over. Let fate choose now. The righteous one. You have a fraction of
Cool. Yeah, at the last second I was thinking about putting Sunscreen on this guy. Because that protects it from this. They can just go Hero Power, use that to either attack me or one of these guys.
the citadel stands strong.
Sure, draw a card. Wow, the head is stuck in the last 4 cards of their deck. Ay-ya! Okay. So Starship Death Knight is better than I expected, but not as overtly powerful as other versions of Death Knight.
Shaking a stir.
Mm.
I must move quickly. Patience! I don't have time for that.
My cards are low. Where did they go?
1 card left, and I think it's the head. Wow. That's very lucky for me. That's not very lucky. That's annoying as all hell. Okay. Well, shoot. And the Starship. Alright, well played. Very, very well played. I think This is likely an unwinnable situation, depending on what I get off of Mr. Clocksworth. If I'm not dead here. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, that's fair. 2-1 so far. Totally fine. So, seems like Starship Death Knight is worth keeping on the radar. I think that deck probably loses to the powerful things that other Death Knight versions do, or... I mean, like, how do they beat Warlock with the quest? How do they beat a lot of things? Combo Mage. Yeah, I can see that deck probably has some bad matchups. Ugh. Another Warrior, wow. That's 3 out of the 4 games so far have been against Warrior. This is not the testing games that I was hoping for. Oof, okay. Not ideal here. Because this hand is so weak, I'm going to throw this guy out, but I normally don't like just playing him alone on turn 1. Alright, Dragon Warrior. So, half the games I've played are against Dragon Warrior. Awesome. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything else but this. Alright, lifesteal's fine. I mean, on the flip side, this could be good if they get some guys out there. That's a really good card. Yeah, I personally think Dragon Warrior is extremely powerful and will be top tier. I don't know how refined the deck is. I haven't actually done too much research on it, but I've played against it quite a bit now. When I first started seeing it, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was just a rando playing, just like, I like dragons, let's play dragons. But it's turning out to be much better than originally anticipated. I don't think I can justify rock on that guy. I think, yeah, this is a very unideal hand.
What horror will hatch?
Interesting. Okay. Into another 3 damage spell. Yep. Yeah, a lot of tools in Dragon Warrior. I've been tempted to play it for a while.
For justice.
And believe it or not, I'm going to put the sunscreen on this guy. Doesn't die to this, they gotta do something else, which obviously isn't super powerful, but at this point, I'm kind of running on fumes and it's only turn 4. This is an awful hand. Wow, and an awful draw. Yeah, I think this is just gonna have to... And playing a Consecration hopefully tells them that I don't have another one. Hopefully makes them think the coast is clear and I can utilize that trickery. But who knows?
For justice.
Alright, so they're at 17, which is helpful. And I can follow up with this guy. But I would expect that they're going to start doing much more powerful things pretty soon, because they've got 1 minion with a Dark Gift. I don't think this guy had the Dark Gift. Yeah. So they've got a minion with a Dark Gift, and a pretty full hand, and 2 more guys. Jeez. I assume they were hoping to use that to get one of the taunt guys that shuffled into their deck, but thank goodness they did not.
Greatest gift.
They really attacked my guy with that? What else you got? That's fascinating. Okay, so despite the crappy start and the mediocre hand, they're at 12 on turn 6. There's still plenty of opportunity for them to flip this game around, but... Aye, that's annoying. Wow, okay, so this guy is a little better than expected now.
Let me think.
I would like to hit this guy, but I don't think it's that much of a threat. Killing them is much more important. Well, okay, maybe I should have killed it. Oh well. Just immediately. I assume they're going to hit that guy here, but I feel like they want the bonus on this guy. Alright, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's very good. Alright, not looking great now. Like I said, they have many powerful things they can do. This could be okay. I think that's the only viable option here, unfortunately.
For justice.
So now that he got a bomb in there, but they have quite a few cards. And blood fighters, wow. Okay. They got 13 attack on board.
Let me think.
If I hit this guy, obviously I'm dead next turn, so I think this is my only option here. So fingers crossed they just draw 2 bombs. I mean... Jeez. That's pretty good. It has charge? I thought it had rush. It got charge from the Dark Gift. Wow. Okay, that's fair. 2 and 2. That was a very mediocre hand, so it makes sense that I lost that game. There was a moment where it seemed like it could have gone in my favor, but ran out of gas. It's the only bad thing about playing cards like Grimestreet or Hourglass Attendant. They don't do something unless you have something in your hand. So there's a version of the Paladin Aura deck that plays quite a few cards that are in this deck. Tiger's Plushie, Toy Captain, just kind of toolbox utility stuff, which isn't really indicative of the power level in my deck, more so the power level of those specific cards, I think. But, ooh, this is a pretty good... I like this. I think I just keep this. I could throw the Tiger's Plushie back, but I'm going to give this a chance. That's, I mean, a perfect curve, 1 to 4. Ooh, look at that. I wonder if Grimestreet could have a place in the hyper-aggressive Paladin deck, the flash sale deck. I guess it makes BusyBot worse. This with Divine Shield and Wind Fury? Okay. Wow, so it's a 1 mana 3/6? I'm gonna give that a try. That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. I don't know that I can justify playing this. You can just put bananas on stuff. I got the Righteous Protector. It'll be fine. They still got 2 bananas, I think. Or no, they did play both bananas. That's good. So no more bananas to worry about. That's a good card. 1, 2, 3. Just 3. Okay. 3 for 1s are good. And good stats, 4 mana, 4/4 to draw 3 cards. Seems good. Gnome into gnome. That's rather annoying. Yeah, I think let's just use all 4. Yeah, I really like that the what is it called? Nostalgic Gnome. The Nostalgic Gnome replaces itself, assuming you play it at the right time, but it normally replaces itself twice.
One more death can't hurt.
Fair. You gonna let me draw a card again? Ah, okay. I didn't think so. Yeah, I get the feeling Painter's Virtue is gonna get cut. Yeah, the Maul just seems better. Same amount of damage, so 6 damage over 2 turns instead of 3 turns. But then you also get the sunscreens, which you can use whenever you want. That's the biggest downside of this is it just depends on what's in your hand, and this at least gives you some more play. So I think I'm going to go down to 0 Painter's Virtue in the next build. Probably going to cut at least one of these guys, probably 2. It was worth testing. But I mean, again, I played Warrior 3 times and Death Knight twice so far in 5 games. I was expecting a little bit more aggro, but I mean, it does seem like the metagame has been shifting a little bit, at least the last couple of days, if not week. Like, Murlocs went from every couple of games to I haven't played against Murlocs in a couple of days straight now. Normally I get them a couple times a day. Let's see. I mean, I got enough guys in my hand that this is good here. I'm thinking I attack their face because then I can still play that guy. Or maybe I just hourglass, actually.
For justice.
Yeah, hero power triggering twice is annoying. So the question is, what am I going to add in for the Painter's Virtue and the Eridar Brutes? Probably going to add some more top end, some 7 or 8 drops, something big. I still like Plucky Paintfin, but I don't think it performed well enough to justify a spot anymore. Probably just personal bias of me liking it. Curator could be okay, actually. I think I'm going to test Curator, possibly. Yeah, Curator, maybe. I don't know. That seems fine. Yeah, literally right when I go, I should cut Painter's Virtue, is when it just did some serious work. Ah, that's annoying. Alright. Fair enough. I thought that might have been an overextension, but I think it was worth a shot. Well, shit. That's pretty good. That's another card that I've been going back and forth on. I think it's got a lot of utility, but because it's random spells, or random, yeah, just random spells or cards, whatever, it can be hit or miss in my experience. Yeah, 1 mana for that is nuts. Okay. Spend 3 corpses to gain a durability. Wow. I think Bob to draw 3 minions is pretty solid. And I can attack with my Painter's Virtue to pump them. That's hilarious. That's... Okay, well, let's do this one. And it gets rush. Okay. Sure. Go to 26. Sure. Alright. Yeah, this is the game where sometimes I feel like the game is listening. It's like, I'm gonna cut these cards. And they're like, no, these are really handy this game. Ah, that's annoying. Fine. Fine. Would have been nuts to get another Bob activation, but that's fine.
I remember this place well.
I've been wanting to play Elise in this deck also. It's a very good card. But I haven't been able to justify like, 10 drops and 9 drops and some of the stuff. I mean, I'm not playing Ziliax, the 9 drop version at least, so I could play Ziliax as the 9 drop. I could play like the 125 mana guy that destroys all minions, Anachronos, Tyrion, and then just everything else. But I'm not sure if that's just bad or not to try and make one card good, changing the whole deck, you know? Two of these guys does not seem bad. It seems... Actually, yeah, let's do this and then into those two guys. Elusive and... Wow, elusive on both. Okay. Sure. Yeah, Bob for 3 copies of this was surprisingly good. I didn't expect that. I think one of the things I should look for is just cards that cost less for different effects, because that obviously would compound on the power level of what I've got going here. So, like, yeah, this guy seemed like he had potential. I don't think he's very good after playing with him, but he had potential. It could just be a one-of to maybe help some of the aggro matchups, but I'm starting to think that the metagame is shifting away from aggro into a little bit more balanced thing. I think we had a lot of aggro before across the Timeways, and the week or so after it came out. But I've been seeing a shift in the metagame for sure lately.
I remember this place.
Sure. Okay. Pretty good. So we're gonna kill that guy, that's for sure. What else are we doing? Maybe I play this guy first. Another elemental or dragon. I'm not shattering cards. Yeah, I guess 3 mana 7/3 is the best option. Seems fine.
I must move quickly.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, this is a very fun version of Ziliax. Inherently not the most powerful, but this guy on turn 3 is it's a must answer because it gets out of control. It goes to 4, then 8, then 16, then 32 before you know it. So it normally just eats a removal spell, but yeah, shuffling back is kind of nice because then I have the option of like pumping it with volley mauls or Grimestreets or Overlord, stuff like that, Hourglass Attendant.
For justice. I must move quickly. It could use more fire. Reporting for duty.
So I assume this is probably going to get hit with that, but that's totally fine with me. Running out of a little steam. I do think I need some more card draw in this deck. I was playing Prize Vendor for a while, and I liked it a lot. But giving your opponent cards can backfire sometimes. Like if you're not doing something like, say, Murlocs or just a straight aggro build, then it's not ideal. Yeah, this is a really good version of that. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. I think this game is over. This is the 5th game, so I think I'm going to play one more after this of this deck. I've already used the solo equality. I think I probably need the second equality in this deck. So likely going to cut the 2 brutes for Curator equality. But I don't play enough Murlocs to make Curator that good. Yeah, that's super dead. Alright, so 2 and 3 now. Not the worst. Starting off 2 and 0 was a pleasant surprise. But that was both against Warrior. Alright, one mo. Finally, playing against something different.
It seems my work is not finished.
I will fight with honor.
Okay. No quest, and then discovered a card, so I assume they are on the combo version. Yeah, I think it's like a spell damage combo. Or that, okay. And And now Ziliax is coming on turn 3. I could Hourglass and then Ziliax next turn, but I think that's a little greedy. So let's... I could have also Dreambound and then Ziliax. Hopefully giving him, like, you know, Wind Fury or something like that. But I don't want to be greedy right now. Ugh. For all I know, he just gets, like, you know, Taunt or something irrelevant, and or Rush. Okay, then. That seems pretty good for them. I wonder how much, wonder how relevant that's going to be. Alright, Ziliax doing work so far. Alright.
Keeping the timelines clean.
This is their Blizzard turn, but this guy with Reborn and Divine Shield seems fine. No Blizzard. No Blizzard. Come on. Okay. Rising Waves is annoying, but totally reasonable. Alright, time to bob and draw 3 minions, I think.
A combatant center, and I take the crown.
Whoo! Look at that. That is a good draw for that.
No smudges. Like clockwork.
Yeah, I think Bob is a must include. There are some versions I played that didn't have him, and I think it's just... it's too good with that draw ability. And being able to freeze, just the general utility of him is good, but in this deck it seems extremely valuable. Wow. Ooh, discarding High Templar is great.
Timelines clean.
For justice.
I do have to be careful not to overextend here. But I would like that 3 damage off a Rock Skipper.
Like clockwork.
Here we go. Heh. Ah, that's annoying.
The toy store belongs to the Titans. You have a fraction of my power. I'm
justice.
Thank you for that.
No, smudge it.
And we're back in business. Sure.
Reporting for duty.
Like clockwork.
They need a blizzard. They need something. Alright, that's something. Still have 15 power to attack with. That's fair. Got plenty of value off of that guy. Got, what, 5 activations? I think next one? Yeah. Oh, 2 more. No, 3 more times. Good God. Yeah, we're totally fine with that. Sure.
For justice.
Yeah, they're down to 3 cards, so this is a pretty good position. I think this is going to put their life at 40 again. Good, okay. Yeah, if that put them to 40 again, then that would be pretty rough, but it's still early enough in the game.
I can't turn this around. Oh.
Time's short.
Trying to figure out if I care about the water elementals enough to consecration here. I don't think... because that does get them 1 closer to this, but there's still 3 more eggs. Let's see what I get off of this first. Yeah, why not?
Move quickly.
Probably overextending with this, but I figured that getting some other minions would be helpful. And between Rock and this guy with Charge, I have 5 damage in my hand, so it gives me a little bit of reach to close the game out, hopefully. I mean, combine that with Volley Maul, that's 8. So I really just need 1 guy left after all of this, and they're dead. I mean, 1 guy left and they're dead regardless, but 1 small guy. Literally just need 1 more damage outside of those. I don't think they got it. Ah, okay. Yogg in the box. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It
Cool.
seems I can still be amazed.
Keeping the timelines clean.
Pleasure of board.
Come on, I want something with charge.
No smuggies.
For justice.
Oh, that was... okay. Ah, so what I could have done was attack with this, play this, and then I've got sunscreen to... or put on that guy before attacking, then rock. Okay, so... had the win in hand, but did not see it. Ah. Let's just do this then.
Well, I do. But we
Cost one less or cost one? It costs one. Okay. Totally cool. Got the win in hand right now. Never mind. Man! Really wish I saw that.
Who goes there?
For justice.
How do I play this?
Pleasure of board.
I must move quickly.
I'm gonna be pretty annoyed if I lose this game after missing the win that I had in hand. Ay, ay, ay. How many Yogg in the box are we playing, dog?
for the sire. Make them bleed.
Dang.
Such boldness. I like it.
Got him.
Firmly grasp it.
Alright, so 3 and 3.
I like it.
Not the worst record. Definitely better than the last time I played this deck going, or the last two times, 1 and 4. Yeah, not the best set of games to test with. Half warrior, so 3 warriors, 2 death knights, and 1 mage. But I do like this version of the deck much better than the previous versions. Just getting closer and closer to something that has power. So, yeah, next version I'm going to play is probably going to remove Painter's Virtue. Oops, sorry. There we go. So I'm probably going to remove Painter's Virtue. This guy came in handy a little bit in those last 2 games, but I don't think he's good enough to play 2 of. I might go down to 1 and see if it matters at all. Just a little something to help with the aggro matchups. And likely going to put the second equality back in. And from there, it's going to be a toss-up. It could be Anachronos. It could be Curator. I'm not a huge fan of Curator in this because there's only, I think, the 2 Murlocs. So it would mostly just be drawing a Beast, which is going to be Tigress plushie. Is there anything else? Tigress plus your Dreambound Raptor, that seems pretty suboptimal. That's why I haven't played Curator in this version, because drawing Dreambound Raptor doesn't seem amazing unless you're drawing like 3 cards. So, yeah. Lots to think about, but thank you guys for watching. Definitely check out the other YouTube videos. Tons of standard stuff. And standard stuff meaning tier 1 decks also. Like there's, I've got a couple videos playing Murlocs. There's Pain Demon Hunter, Incendious Rogue combo as well. So lots of stuff on there. I'm trying to do this series to have like a creative outlet for myself. I'm a big fan of deck building. I think the deck building and brewing new things is something that's kind of a lost art among normal players. I think a lot of the people that are brewing new decks are professional players, which is obviously good. It's what they're paid to do. But I think normal people just kind of leave that to them and don't really develop this skill. So I think this is a really important skill when it comes to pretty much any strategy game like this. But in this particular, I've played Magic the Gathering off and on for about 20 years. And that was something that I loved about that. And I came up with a couple of decks in Magic the Gathering over the years that did kind of have a small effect on local and regional metagames. So it's kind of becoming a lost art in my opinion, and so I'm doing this series not only as a creative outlet, but also to fuel that and try to make sure that I'm always working that muscle, because it is a muscle. It will go away if you do not practice, and because it's so metagame heavy, it's so metagame dependent that you have to also kind of know what you're trying to do, know what you're trying to play against. So yeah, lots of fun stuff here. So thanks for watching, guys. Definitely check out the next video.